Ako is Binibini Alexandra Rosales, number 13, from the province of Laguna. This traditional costume is made out of 100% indigenous material. The base is made out of banig cloth, which signifies the simple living of Laguneños and Lagunenses. Adorned with different shapes and sizes of wooden beads, it represents the rich culture, tradition, and of course the different tourist attractions here in Laguna. The fluorescent colors represents the Grandiose Festival, which is Anilag, Ani ng Laguna Festival. This is celebrated yearly every March as a form of thanksgiving to our Almighty God for the bountiful harvest from the Laguna lakes to the rice fields and farms. Mabuhay ang Laguna!
O si Binibining 17, Hannah Constantino Arnold, galing sa probinsya ng Masbate. A national costume reminds us of important pages of our history. The beautiful islands where we come from, the stories of our ancestors, and the unparalleled artistry of our people. As a young girl, the colors, music, and dances of our country brought so much joy to my curious eye. And so began my love for the Bulaklakan Festival. Hand-painted, hand-embroidered, and covered in petals to gracefully give honor to our Virgin Mary. Just like a flower blooming in time, Louis Pangilinan embraces the artisanal spirit of the costume, implying progress, dignity, and celebration, which also defines a Filipina.
Ako si Binibining 10, Maureen Monteng, galing sa Padre Garcia, Batangas. My national costume is a reflection of history, culture, and the resources that has made Batangas an economic power. Evidenced by the Kalatagan pot, Batangas antedates the Hispanic influence as it has already thrived as small lacanantes scattered in its plains and high grounds. Long before the Spanish colonization, these lacanantes were already producing their own food like rice and coconuts. This costume strives to incorporate these historical and cultural dimensions into a stunning masterpiece, a fashion statement that tells the past, present, and future of the beautiful province. Batangas stands resilient, having experienced both volcanic eruption and the pandemic. This is a reminder of the hero in each and every Batangueño, rising despite all adversities.
A mystical sari manok-inspired costume that is depicted as a fowl with colorful wings and tail. The magnificent yellow modern Filipiniana gown that represents the color of hope and joy amidst the crisis that the world is facing now. Embellished with jeweled sari manok patches on the bodies of the gown, adorned from the famous and unique embroidery technique in Bukawe, Bulacan, called cadeneta. An art that has been passed on through generations, a world-class craftsmanship. A masterpiece that is regarded as the beacon of yearning through these trying times. A modern, mythical, and cultural Filipiniana ensemble by the renowned Filipino designer Paolo Blanco. This is your Binibini 11, Bianca Luis Marcelo from Bukawe, Bulacan.
Ako si Cinderella Feo Banyera, galing sa lungsod ng ginintuang pagkakaibigan at pintuang daan ng Hilagang Mindanao, Cagayan de Oro, Misamis Oriental. Legend has it that Cagayan de Oro is resting on the back of a giant goldfish. This is the mythical inspiration of my national costume, a fitting tribute to the Oro as a gentle creature, This ensemble is composed of over 10,000 glittering pieces with dominant spangles, representing the golden coconut called kuyamis, abundant in Misamis Oriental, and the namesake of its festival that celebrates good harvest, accentuating the piece as a crown, an homage to Birhen Sakota, who protected the city from invasion. This is Belleza del Oro, beauty of gold.
Paglalakbay. The Vinta is a traditional sailboat inspired by the Moro and Sama Bajau tribe. It's a Philippine symbol that signifies migration and the colorful traditions from the island of Mindanao. With this creation, I carry the heart and soul of the tribe, their aspirations, and the hopes and dreams behind each unique hand-loomed embroidery made by Mindanao weavers. Family values are a big attachment to the Binta, as it provides means of livelihood and transport for each clan. And just like overseas Filipino workers, we leave no one behind when it comes to our loved ones. In this design is a story of ingenuity of the Filipino people, a symbol of courage, hope, and the resilience that lies within our nation.
Ako si Binibining 15, Karen Lori Mendoza, galing sa Iloilo City. My national costume is inspired by Bulalakaw, a Visayan deity of illness and pestilence. Bulalakaw is believed to be a mythical bird with fiery feathers. According to the myth, Bulalakaw is a thin boy wearing a bird-like headdress, or even a genderless deity. This deity is worshipped by Babaylans and can be appeased by performing necessary rites and rituals. Bulalakaw visits the earthly plane in form of a comet. There's also a superstition for children: when a comet darts into the sky, children should not point at it, because the Bulalakaw does not like it and might punish them for that deed. According to the ancient culture, a comet is a symbolism of dread and a harbinger of doom, and also a messenger of the gods.
Kalesa is believed to be the first introduced to the Philippines by Spain during the 18th century. It has served as a deluxe mode of transportation that only the rich and high rank. It used to be Philippines' king of the road, long before the jeepneys arrived. This golden kalesa represents the shades of my hometown, Borongan City, Eastern Samar. I am wearing a mesh bodysuit that is embellished with thousands of golden Swarovski crystals. The carriage is adorned by hand-woven mat and most commonly known as banig, one of the major products of my province.
Roy Aquino, the designer.
Together with my team, we wanted to highlight the natural riches from the sea, one of the main sources of income by the people in my province. The ocean is an important part of La Union, as we're known to be the surfing capital of the north. I hope that when you remember this piece of me and this piece of La Union, you are reminded of a sea goddess watching the ever-changing and ever-growing prosperous province of La Union.
Ako si Binibini 22, Shari Nagyao, nagmula sa progresibong lalawigan ng Pampanga. DASE, Developing ITA's Strength Through Empowerment. DASE, which means banig in Tagalog, is the main fabric material of this masterpiece. The palay grains represent Pampanga's fertile soil and our hard-working farmers. The crown symbolizes the devotion and high spirituality of Pampanga's patron saint, the miraculous Virgen de los Remedios. Pampanga, a place full of love and a place full of dreams. There may be the toughest time when the Kapampangan region was devoured by calamities. Serenity was lost, but the pride and joy remained in every Kapampangan's heart, which regained who we truly are. strong-willed, intense, willing to extend hands to build unity. And I am a Kapampangan. Pag maragul ko, Kapampangan ko.
Ako si Jasmine Di Makulangan, hali sa probinsya nin Albay. This costume is named Daragang Magayon or Beautiful Maiden. This is an interpretation of the female protagonist from the legend of Mount Mayon. The fire surrounding Binibini 23 is as scorching as the passion between star-crossed lovers Magayon and Panganoron. Their fiery love might have ended in tragedy, but it led to the rise of the crown jewel of Albay, a befitting costume for Albay's reigning festival queen.
La Luz de la Paz.
Maria Clara dress inspired from the Gigantes Festival of Angono Rizal. It is celebrated every fourth week of November, where giant papier-mâché or gigantes are paraded on the streets. A fusion of the Maria Clara and gigantes, using the framework and the massiveness of the gigantes under the Maria Clara dress. The fabric is an interpretation of our piña fabric, highlighting its fibrous characteristic. Turning around, the Maria Clara is transformed into the colorful gigantes adorned with playful lights, giving it a festive vibe.
Ako si Binibining
Pilipinas, Bulaklakan. I am wearing a costume inspired by the famous Filipino folk dance, Bulaklakan. The designer of this national costume, Ms. Poy Sabiano, came up with the idea using vibrant colors to represent the joyful culture of the Philippines. The bodies of this costume is a Filipiniana butterfly sleeves adorned with precious pearls from the South Sea. Spanish lace were used for the top fabric, and the flamboyant skirt is filled with flowers to signify festivity and glamour.
My national costume is called Mary Love. This was made to pay tribute to our Mother Mary, who has been our rock amidst the recent Taal volcano eruption. We chose to wear something that will signify the strength and hope of all Batangueños, especially people of Agoncillo who were greatly affected by the recent catastrophe. I carry with me the Holy Rosary, same with what most of the families have carried during the afternoon of January 12, 2020. It was our weapon, our shield, and our rock. In my head is a tiara that signifies unity among all Filipinos who helped us during our unforgettable nightmare. Its silver linings and crystal is a reminder for us to be grateful for everything that we've received. The trailing cape with thousands of Swarovski crystals represent thousands of Batangueños who is with me as I walk with this dress. Each step I take is a step closer in resurrecting our faith that one day soon, we will be triumphant once more. We also chose the color red as a manifestation of the burning desire of all Batangueños to rise from the ashes.
Ako si Binibini 32, Leslie Ann Ingles Ticaro, galing sa lungsod ng Tagum. Waling-waling, soon by impeccable skills to be worn by a Binibini, showcasing the culture and fashion of Mindanao, celebrating the beauty of the Philippine flora, representing the grace, strength, and essence of a Filipina. This couture creation is proudly made by a Mindanaoan couturier and bead master, Mark Joseph Sayed, to exemplify that the Filipina beauty is more than what meets the eye. Filipina beauty has become transformative, that it has broken stereotypes and beauty standards, and that Filipina beauty mirrors culture, experience, substance, authenticity, and life. A Binibini is a waling-waling, highly coveted, majestic, and one of a kind.